You want to know a secret? Some of the most elegant women in the world don't follow trends, don't wear flashy labels, and don't try too hard. They simply repeat a few small, intentional habits, quietly, consistently, and confidently. And here's the twist. You may already own everything you need. But if you're not practicing these 8 style habits, you could be unintentionally dulling the quiet elegance that's already within you. Hi, I'm your name, and welcome to Healthwise for Seniors, the place where women over 60 rediscover timeless beauty, effortless style, and self-respect through the art of refined living. Now, maybe you're thinking, does elegance still matter after 60? Or, if I'm not dressing up for an office or special events anymore, do these details really count? The answer is yes, absolutely yes, because elegance isn't about being seen. It's about how you feel when no one else is watching. It's in the way you choose your fabrics, the care you put into what you wear, and the message you send to yourself every morning. So before we dive into these 8 powerful habits, take a second to like this video, share it with a friend who inspires you, and subscribe to Healthwise for Seniors. Your support means the world. It keeps this community growing and this message spreading. All right, let's begin with the very first habit that elegant women over 60 swear by: choose fabric before color. Because how something feels against your skin, choose fabric before color. The real elegance starts here. Let's be honest, how many times have you fallen in love with a blouse just because of its color? Maybe it was that vibrant emerald green or a soft blush pink that instantly caught your eye. But the minute you put it on, it felt stiff, itchy, or just cheap. And suddenly, it didn't feel so beautiful anymore. That's the hard truth. Color can attract attention, but fabric earns respect. As women over 60, our skin changes, our bodies shift, and comfort becomes non-negotiable. But comfort doesn't mean compromising style, it means elevating it. The most elegant women I know, like my friend Martha, who's 68 and always looks effortlessly refined, don't chase trends or loud patterns. They pay attention to how something feels, how it moves with their body, and how it reflects their grace. Martha once told me, "I'd rather wear oatmeal-colored linen that breathes than a flashy red polyester that clings and sweats." And she's right. A well-made piece in a neutral tone always outshines a poorly made one in a beautiful color. Why? Because luxury whispers, it doesn't shout. When you wear a quality fabric, cashmere, silk, linen, fine cotton, you don't need sequins or neon to stand out. The way the fabric drapes, the way it catches the light, the way it feels against your skin, that's what people notice, even if they can't put their finger on it. So next time you shop, let your hands guide you before your eyes do. Touch the fabric. Ask yourself, would I want this against my skin for 8 hours? If the answer is no, it doesn't matter how trendy the color is. Leave it behind. Because after 60, your wardrobe should honor your story, not distract from it. And true elegance? It begins with choosing prioritize fit over size, because the tag doesn't tell the truth. Let's get one thing straight. The number on your clothing tag does not define you. Not your worth, not your beauty, and certainly not your elegance. Yet so many women, even after 60, still cling to the idea that staying in a certain size means staying relevant or attractive. But the truth is, what truly flatters you isn't the size. It's the fit. I once had lunch with my neighbor Carol, a 66-year-old retired lawyer who always dresses like she's stepping out of a Nancy Meyers film. Clean lines, soft layers, and pure confidence. She told me, "I used to squeeze into size 8 jeans just to say I still wore them, but I always felt stiff and awkward. The day I bought a size 10 with a tailored fit was the day I felt like myself again." And that's the point. Clothing should follow your body, not the other way around. When you prioritize fit, you give yourself permission to move, to breathe, to stand tall without pulling at seams or adjusting your waistband every 5 minutes. A pair of wide leg trousers that skim your hips and glide down in a straight line will always look more elegant than skinny pants that pinch your waist and reveal every wrinkle in the fabric. Think about it. No one ever compliments you by saying, "Wow, you still wear a size 6. They say, "You look amazing in that dress." And what they're really noticing is how the garment fits you beautifully, not what size it is. Here's the key. If a blouse gapes at the bust or pulls at the shoulders, it's not your shape that's wrong, it's the cut. If a blazer bunches at the back or tugs when you sit, go up a size or try a different silhouette. If you have a fuller midsection, try A-line cuts or soft peplum shapes that define your waist without squeezing it. You're not dressing to relive your 20s. You're dressing to honor the woman you are now, graceful, grounded, and wise enough to know that comfort is not the enemy of style. So the next time you're in a fitting room and a pair of pants fits perfectly in one size bigger, say this out loud. Steam or iron your clothes every morning, even if you're staying home. There's something almost sacred about starting your day by smoothing out a few wrinkles, not just from your clothes, but from your mindset. You might think, why should I iron my blouse if I'm not going anywhere today? But here's the secret that every elegant woman understands. How you dress when no one's watching speaks louder than how you dress when everyone is. Let me tell you about Judith, a 72-year-old retired school principal I met at a local book club. She told me she irons her clothes every morning, even if her only plan is watering the roses or reading on the porch. I asked her why. She smiled and said, "Because I respect the woman I've become. She deserves to look polished, even in silence. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. A crisp collar on your cotton shirt, a linen dress with clean lines instead of crumpled corners. Even your at-home lounge set, when gently steamed, tells your reflection. I showed up today with intention." Let's face it, wrinkled clothes carry a message. And often, that message is, I didn't care enough. Not for others, but for yourself. That doesn't mean you're vain, it means you're present. You're aware that elegance begins where effort lives, even in the small, private rituals. And practically speaking, ironed clothes drape better. They flatter your silhouette. They photograph better on Zoom. And they feel better, like you're ready to greet your day with grace, even if it's just your dog or your morning cup of tea that sees you. If ironing every morning feels too much, try this. Keep a compact garment steamer in your closet. It takes 60 seconds, but the result lasts all day. Pick out your outfit the night before and give it a quick press. Let it hang like a promise. Use linen spray with lavender or citrus oil while steaming. You'll feel like you're in a spa, because elegance isn't reserved for events. It's made of moments. And one of those moments is when you choose to smooth your blouse, look in the mirror, and say, choose jewelry like you choose words, with intention, not volume. There's a reason why some women walk into a room and instantly command attention, without saying a word or wearing anything flashy. It's not the size of their earrings or the sparkle on their fingers. It's the way they wear their jewelry, thoughtfully, sparingly, purposefully, like how they speak. Jewelry, much like language, is most powerful when it's precise. Think about it. Would you rather hear someone shout a long, dramatic monologue or speak one sentence that lands straight in the heart? That's exactly how elegant women use accessories. They don't decorate themselves with noise. They communicate with clarity. I once met a woman named Elise at a quiet dinner party. She must have been in her late 60s. Her outfit was simple, an ivory silk blouse and tailored navy slacks, but what made everyone lean in? A single gold locket on a fine chain, resting delicately just above her heart. It didn't sparkle, it didn't swing, but it spoke, and everyone listened. She later told me, "I wear fewer pieces now, but each one tells a story I actually care about." Here's what that means in practice. Don't pile on earrings, necklaces, rings, and bracelets all at once. Choose one or two pieces that reflect your mood or message. A pair of pearl studs paired with a single gold cuff says more than a dozen bangles clinking at your wrist. A vintage brooch on a wool coat can make you look like you walked out of a European film. Quiet, self-assured, unforgettable. And yes, you can still have fun with jewelry, but balance is everything. If your outfit has patterns or embellishments, go minimal on accessories. If your clothing is simple, then let your jewelry become the focal point, but only one piece at a time. The most refined women, especially over 60, know that elegance lives in restraint. Not because they're hiding, but because they've learned. When you know your worth, you don't need to shout. In the same way you pause before speaking in a meaningful conversation, pause before choosing that second necklace. Ask yourself, is this adding meaning or just adding noise? Because just like the best words, the best jewelry is never loud, it's lasting. Do wear outdated pieces, even if they're brand new. It happens more often than we admit. You find an old blouse in your closet, tag still on, never worn. Maybe you got it on clearance, or it was a gift from someone who meant well. It's technically new, it's never been washed, but when you put it on, something just feels off. The truth is, new doesn't always mean timeless. Fashion changes, trends fade. And sometimes, what felt cute 5 years ago now feels out of place, like you're holding on to a version of yourself that's no longer there. I remember my friend Linda, 64, pulling out a rhinestone-studded denim jacket she bought in 2012. "It still has the price tag," she laughed. She tried it on and instantly looked like she was trying to relive a memory, not live in the present. She looked at herself and said, "This belongs to the old me, the one who thought shiny buttons meant attention, but I've grown since then." That's the lesson. Just because something is new doesn't mean it still serves you. The most elegant women over 60 know how to edit. They don't keep pieces out of guilt or nostalgia. They ask, does this reflect the woman I am now or the woman I was trying to be? Here are a few signs a piece might be outdated, even if it's brand new. Embellishments that feel over the top, glitter, studs, extreme ruffles. Loud prints that scream trend instead of whispering taste. Cuts that belong to a decade you've already graduated from, like ultra-low-rise pants, bedazzled tops, or cold shoulder blouses. What should you do with those pieces? Let them go. Donate them. Give them a second life with someone who may love them in a way you no longer can. Because real style isn't about holding onto everything, it's about knowing what to release. Here's a mindset shift. When you clear your closet of outdated items, you're not losing value. You're making space for clarity, for clothes that feel current, intentional, and aligned with your present self. And most importantly, you stop dressing from a place of maybe and start dressing from a place of yes. Yes to comfort. Yes to simplicity. Yes to the quiet power of restraint. Because even if no one else notices that your blouse is 5 seasons old, you do. And that tiny disconnect can dull your confidence without you even realizing it. So before you ask, is this still in style? Ask, does this still feel like me? Choose fragrance based on mood, not age. Fragrance isn't about how old you are, it's about how you feel. Or better yet, how you want to feel. The idea that women over 60 should stick to classic or powdery scents just because of their age. Let's toss that aside. You don't become a different woman at 60, you become a deeper version of yourself. And your scent should reflect that, something intimate, intentional, and beautifully unpredictable. Some days you may wake up craving something fresh and citrusy, like lemon, bergamot, or green tea. These are the kinds of scents that say, today I feel light, I want air, I want movement. Other days you may reach for warm notes like sandalwood, vanilla, or amber, because you're grounded, reflective, maybe even a little sensual. And yes, you're allowed to be sensual at 60. In fact, you own it more than ever. I once sat next to a woman on a flight from San Diego to Seattle, mid-60s, elegant gray bob, linen scarf around her shoulders. She smelled like cedar and rosewater. Soft, but unforgettable. When I asked what perfume she wore, she smiled and said, "It depends on who I want to be today." Not what her license said, not what the beauty magazines suggested. Who she wanted to be, that's how fragrance works. It isn't decoration, it's identity. Here, what women with quiet elegance know, you don't wear perfume for approval, you wear it for alignment. The best scent is the one that makes you pause mid-morning and think, God, I love how I feel right now. Scent lingers long after you've left the room, so let it whisper something true. If you've been wearing the same fragrance for decades, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it still resonates. But if it feels like a memory of someone you used to be, maybe it's time to explore something new. Try this. Visit a boutique on your own. Don't rush. Let your skin respond. Choose one note that mirrors your current energy, perhaps narrowly for softness, black pepper for boldness, iris for introspection, or blend a few. Layer. Create your own signature. Because fragrance, like style, isn't about following rules. It's about following your own rhythm. You're not too old for florals. You're not too serious for vanilla. Keep your shoes clean, yes, even the soles. Shoes speak before you do. They walk into the room a few seconds ahead of your words. And while you might think people are only noticing the color or the heel, truth is, it's the care you've taken that leaves the impression. A well-worn shoe with a polished surface and a clean sole says, I value the journey I'm on, and I walk it with dignity. Compare that to a beautiful outfit paired with scuffed heels or dusty sneakers. It throws everything off, like wearing diamond earrings with unbrushed hair. I remember bumping into a woman at an art gallery in Boston, late 60s, head-to-toe neutrals, trench coat, leather gloves. But what struck me most were her shoes. Classic loafers, beautifully maintained, and even the soles were spotless. When she crossed her legs to sit, I caught a glimpse of the bottom. No gum, no dirt, no wear dragging the look down. That's when it hit me. Real elegance pays attention to what others overlook. Here's why clean shoes and soles matter, especially after 60. They reflect mindfulness. You're not rushing through life. You're walking with purpose. They protect your posture. Dirty, worn-down soles lead to uneven steps and imbalance. And perhaps most importantly, they show that you haven't stopped caring. Not for fashion's sake, but for yourself. Let this be your quiet ritual. Wipe down your shoes at the end of the day, not just the top, but the bottom. Invest in a soft bristle shoe brush and a neutral leather cream. Use baking soda and a toothbrush to clean rubber soles on sneakers or flats. Keep your shoe storage area clean, because where you rest your shoes, you rest your energy. And when you travel, pack shoe bags. Never toss heels directly into your luggage next to your cashmere sweater. It's not about being fussy, it's about being intentional. Because at this stage in life, elegance doesn't come from how many shoes you own. Always keep a silk scarf in your bag. It may seem like such a small thing, a square of fabric, light as air, tucked quietly into your handbag. But to women with timeless style, a silk scarf isn't just an accessory. It's a secret weapon. There's something about having one close by that makes you feel prepared, elegant, even a little mysterious. I once had lunch with a woman named Diane, 70, who reached into her tote to grab her wallet. Instead, a navy and cream silk scarf slipped out. She smiled and said, "I carry one everywhere. It saved me more times than I can count." And she meant it. That scarf had been a hair tie on a windy afternoon, a neck warmer in an overly air-conditioned restaurant, a handbag accent at brunch, and even a makeshift placemat at a park picnic. But beyond function, there's something deeply feminine about the gesture of unfolding silk. It softens every movement. It adds intention to the everyday. Here, why elegant women, especially those over 60, swear by it. A scarf can pull together a look in seconds. Tie it around your neck with a white tee and jeans, effortless French chic. Wrap it around your hair on a humid day, instant polish. Loop it through the handle of your leather tote, a personal signature. Need a splash of color near your face? A printed silk scarf can brighten your skin more gently than makeup. Choose wisely. Go for natural silk, not synthetics. Pick colors that complement your wardrobe, soft blush, ivory, navy, or bold red, depending on your mood. And patterns? Keep it timeless. Florals, geometrics, subtle heritage prints. Fold it neatly. Pack it with care. Let it live in your bag like a whispered reminder that you're always ready for a moment of beauty. Because at this point in life, you don't need a closet full of tricks. Just one scarf, chosen with intention, can do more than most people realize. It's not about looking fashionable. It's about being prepared for breeze, for brunch, for brilliance. And there you have it. 8 simple style habits that may seem small on the surface. But together, they quietly build the kind of elegance that doesn't age, it evolves. Because after 60, style is no longer about impressing others. It's about aligning how you look with how you feel inside. It's about grace in the details, presence in the everyday, and confidence that doesn't need to shout to be seen. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you already practice? And which one are you most excited to try starting today? Leave me a comment below. I truly read every one. This channel isn't just about clothes. It's about women like you, reclaiming beauty, dignity, and self-expression on their own terms. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who deserves to feel elegant at every age. And if you haven't yet watched our video on the 5 pants that silently sabotage your look, especially when paired with the wrong tops, I'll link it right here on the screen.